You're watching Behind the Golden Shovel. We are touring the airports, finding out their significance here in the region. And right now, we are at the Ridgeland-Claudine Airport, and we're going to find out a little bit about the history and what's to come. We've got Marty Sauls, who's joining us, of course, with the Southern Carolina Alliance, chairman of the board, and also on Jasper County Council. So nice to see you.
It's great to see you. Thanks for coming. Welcome to the Ridgeland-Claudine Airport.
This is a great spot.
It is. It's fantastic. It's amazing what we've been able to accomplish here in a short amount of time, so I'm excited to tell you about it.
And I can't wait to learn, and for our viewers and our listeners to learn. We've got a great backdrop here, and watching some planes take off as we chat. Let's start with some of the historical elements that makes this what it is.
Well, the airport was first, it was a vision of local landowners and aviation enthusiasts here that started this back in 1938, believe it or not, so it's been quite a while. But they formed this property in 1938 and built the first airstrip. And from there, local business leaders and aviation enthusiasts, pilots, have nurtured it. And a lot of that goes to the Genis family, the Cleckley family, and also the Dean family. Mr. Claude Dean was the airport manager here for decades. And in 2014, when the Jasper County Council submitted their application to the Federal Aviation Administration for grant funding for an expansion, we decided what better time when we received the approval that they had accepted us for that program to rename it in his honor. So we actually had a ribbon cutting right out here on the runway, had the family here and all of our stakeholders and consultants and community members and pilots here. And it was a great day because we really started something brand new from where we went with an original 2,200 foot runway, the original design, to what's now a 4,200 foot runway and taxiway that was just completed in 2020.
What an amazing, just growth over the years, and what a nice way to honor somebody who's been such a fabric of what this is and now literally baked into the name. So there's a lot really to discuss here as far as, what this airport has been, what has already been transformed, and now what we're looking forward to. So walk us through some of that, if you would.
Well, when we were first approved by the FAA, that was a 90% funding grant through their association for a $22 million project. The South Carolina Aviation Administration donated 5%, and then Jasper County came up with the additional 5% to fully fund the project. So we've completed that runway now. So what's on the agenda for years to come? Next month, we'll start our brand new fuel farm, which will have aviation, gasoline, and jet fuel for next month in August. We're really excited about that.
That's big.
We have our architectural plans back on the terminal building, which is going to be phenomenal. We'll have a meeting room and also all types of amenities for pilots who are coming in to spend the night, leave their planes here, etc. Really excited about the terminal building. And also we have a new apron that has just been constructed, about 84,000 square feet for planes to park. We have a new vehicle parking lot for an additional 32 vehicles, and then we also have plans as well for additional hangars. We currently have about 40 hangars on our property now, and we have about 70 aircraft that call the Ridgeland-Claudine Airport home. So we have a great foundation of community members and pilots, and also some aviation companies are here as well. So one thing that I'm really excited about is prior to this new program for expansion was the amount of economic impact that the airport had back then versus now. So prior to 2014, our annual impact was around $450,000 annually in just a few jobs. Now we're, as of 2020, over $8 million in economic impact. And we've got great job creation in addition to that as well, because when you have an airport, that really opens up a national and international market to local businesses.
Absolutely, and now, with what's coming, really a great spot to draw them into this particular airport for those reasons, for those amenities, but the amount of economic impact it's had on Jasper County obviously has, been immense. So
it has, and we have a few more things that are coming with our automatic weather service system, as well as our GPS navigational system for the airport, and then the fuel farm as well. Those are three key components, because really what we're going from a small town recreational airport to a fully functional, fully serviced commercial airport. So at 4,200 feet, we can accommodate like King Airs, as we saw earlier, taking off. But we do have plans for an additional expansion of that runway to possibly take it out to 52 to 5,400 feet.
Wow.
So that will only be more of an impact job creation for our local economy here in Jasper County. So we're really excited about, you know, the future, what we've already accomplished in our goals, and that we're going to meet in the very near future. I think it's going to be worth celebrating with our community, what we're going to have out here. It's a hidden gem, but really when people look at your airport, especially businesses that are flying in to look at industrial sites or places to relocate their business, they look at your airport as the face of your community.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, big things to come. We'll have to check back in as the development continues and see how it's all panning out, but we appreciate you walking us through some of the history and some of the plans.
Oh, I'm happy to do it. Real exciting about what's going on out here.
Again, Marty Sauls, you're watching Behind the Golden Shovel, and we will be right back.
We're now at the largest general aviation airport in the state. It is called the Low Country Regional Airport, and the manager of this airport in Colleton County and Walterboro is Tommy Rowe. Good to see you with us.
Thank you. Good to be here.
It is absolutely spectacular. We're in the terminal, and was built in 2019,
Yes.
finished with several grants,
Right.
and also through the help of Colleton County. So you want to talk about that a little bit?
Right. Well, several years ago, 8 or 10 years ago, I guess, the county had a 1-cent tax referendum, sales tax referendum, and it funded about 10 projects for the county and in the city also. And we were one of those projects.
And the Aeronautical Commission.
Yeah, well, they helped us out. The total value from the tax referendum was like 1.6 million.
Right.
And the State Aeronautics Commission gave us 500,000, and then we put in a couple of $100,000 of our own to make up the total cost.
And so it's so welcoming and accommodating for the pilots that are in and out. What do they say?
Well, thank you. They like it. They feel comfortable here. They have a lot of room. We have a good conference room. We have a big pilot's lounge. And also with a separate private bathroom and shower that they can use if they like, and it's easy for them to come in, and if they got food, have food, they can sit at our tables and eat and take time and just relax.
And you have two runways. One is over 6,000 feet,
Right.
One's over 5,000.
Yeah, 5,700. Yes.
Right, and you had a tornado, from what I understand, several years ago. You had a big T hangar, basically wiped that out, and 21 airplanes were
Yes.
destroyed.
Yes, it looked like a war zone out here. It was really terrible, but we're still recovering from
Yeah,
it.
right.
It's not all done yet, but we're about to get to see the light at the end of the tunnel. I
Well,
think.
Tommy, you've been around for a while, so what can you share with our viewers about what this airport and these other smaller airports do for the economic development of the area and quality of life?
Well, for one thing, like this airport, the Low Country Regional, we have a big conference room that's very comfortable, easy to use with good video equipment and sound equipment. And if any prospective industry people want to come in and meet right here in our conference room, they can do that.
Right.
And it's easy for the people in the town and the county to come out here and just they all get together, and the people can fly in and meet and then fly right back out.
Well, it's the privacy, it's the quietness. They don't want to fly into Charleston or Savannah or Columbia. They'd rather have this kind of the secrecy of being here and
Well, that's
making their
part of
decisions.
it, and it's you know, we don't you don't have to take your shoes off to come in our airport. It's
Right.
you know, it's quick
Right.
and private and easy to do and comfortable. And I mean, if they want to plan a lunch meeting, they can have a lunch meeting, and it all works.
Tell me, I understand that the Tuskegee Airmen actually trained here before they went off to war, World War II.
Yes, they did. This was, in fact, their last training air base until they went overseas to fight in the war.
For how many years?
They were here, I think, about 3 years. Mm-hmm. And we have a Tuskegee Monument, a park over there right across the road from the terminal.
Yeah, that's fascinating. So what are the future plans for this airport?
We want to build new corporate hangars. We have a waiting list for hangars now, partly hurt by the tornado, but we have a need for corporate hangars also. And so that's a long-term plan, as well as more hangars.
Now you're a pilot, right? You've been a pilot for many, many years.
Many years. I flew Navy jets for about 5 years, and I've always loved aviation.
One thing I've noticed at most of the airports that we've been to, there's rocking chairs outside. What is that? Is that some symbolism?
Well, Walterboro is known as the front porch of the Low Country. So that's definitely why we had to have rocking chairs out here.
Right. Thank you, Tommy Rowe, who is the airport manager here at the Low Country Regional Airport in Colleton County. And with me now is Richie Smith. He is the owner of Crosswind Aviation and pilot of this Pilatus plane.
Pilatus PC-12.
PC-12 that is a charter, but also there's an owner. And so why is it here, and what do you, how are you involved with this airport?
I'm an airborne cab driver. That's about what it amounts to.
And you've been flying ever since you said 16?
I started formal instruction when I was 12, soloed the day I turned 16, so I've been around airplanes my whole life.
But tell us a little bit about your company and how you utilize these smaller airports in this area, why that's so important.
You know, people need to get to small towns and they don't want to deal with commercial. That's why they buy airplanes like this. The small airports serve to get closer, quicker.
Right.
You know, we can do in one day what you could do 3 or 4 days in commercial. Straight to the plant, 2 miles up the road. You know, a lot of times there's a courtesy car and we're in and out in 30 minutes. Hour later, we're at the next place, another state away. And so they are able to visit 3 different states or multiple locations in a day, and it's a time machine.
Well, and we're visiting a lot of the rural airports, but what is special about Bamberg?
It's small, it's welcoming.
Yes. Yeah.
It's space. A lot of the bigger airports they're busting at the seams. There's no hangar space, there's no room.
Yeah.
And so these small airports, you know, for a company like me, it gives me the space to store, clean, have the airplanes ready, go pick up the owners. And
so you have a partnership, obviously, with Bamberg County Airport and with Joey.
Right.
Yeah. And you've been working with them for quite a while.
For better part of a year now, yeah.
Okay,
a little over
very
a year.
good.
So.
Anything else you want to share about your company and exactly what you provide for these businessmen and industries that are going to want to move into this area?
Yeah, so the charter is really, I guess, a fill-in. I stay pretty busy with owners, but I've got a lot of people that, you know, call me up and they don't want to own the airplane. They don't want the headache of maintenance and hangar and management and all the costs associated with an airplane, and so they can do a one-off trip, you know, as a charter. And so it also actually works for my company with managing 12 airplanes that, you know, I can, if one airplane's in maintenance, we can charter. Okay. So it gives a lot of flexibility for when airplanes go down, when you get in it and the starter doesn't work, or it's a good backup, good redundancy.
So as a pilot, do you know everything about an airplane? Do you know how to fix it? Do you know how to, you said you clean it.
Everything, yeah. Everything.
Did you hear? He said everything. Richie Smith.
I've got a shop in Charleston that does most of our work.
Okay, very cool.
So we've actually got multiple shops, yeah.
Yeah, very good. Crosswind Aviation, Richie Smith. We're back on the Low Country Regional Airport property with businessman Marco Cavazzoni, formerly with Boeing. Marco, great to have you on our program, Behind the Golden Shovel. I'm interested to know why you thought this area was a gold mine.
You know, great to be here, Robin. And we came to South Carolina for Boeing, when Boeing made the decision to come on the 787, and really live firsthand what economic development, what a company can do to have a positive impact on a community and really to create prosperity in that community. As my years at Boeing started to get closer and closer to retirement, my family and I thought that it would be a great idea, you know, it'd be kind of cool to do it ourselves, invest our own funds, everything we've made in our lives, and try to do the same thing, and we found here an airport, like a lot of the airports in South Carolina, that are gold mines. They have an incredible potential in terms of what they can become.
And what do you do here, Marco?
So we have a charter company, so you can charter a full airplane from us. We have a maintenance facility, and they're all FAA regulated. We have an aviation academy for technicians and pilots, and then we have an FBO, which basically is an area and a facility to welcome customers.
And you're also on the Aeronautics Commission for South Carolina.
Yeah.
So how does that, from your perspective as a commissioner, how does that play and help support the infrastructure for these county airports?
So the Aeronautics Commission is fundamental from whether it's an airport that's fully funded by the FAA up to 90% or not. The Aeronautics Commission provides the remaining funding along with the counties for big projects and really provides all the infrastructure. We call it setting the table. Everything that's horizontal that typically you don't see, not glamorous, but it's what you want. I mean, it's like building the roads. You know, in Rome, the Romans used to build the roads first. Well, an airport needs to have runways, needs to have taxiways, needs to have, drainage systems, and all of that is really provided by the Aeronautics Commission.
And so we've had a lot of discussion about the potential of the rural airports, and we visited all of them in the 7-county region. So from your perspective, what is that potential? What are those opportunities for these airports, Marco?
It gives me goosebumps. It's unparalleled. I mean, in South Carolina, we have an infrastructure of airports, and typically airports for a county are the biggest asset that they own. And if we leverage that asset, we could provide prosperity for all of our people in a way that we can't even imagine. And that's really the challenge. I mean, it's a challenge of how do you do that?
And so what are some of those challenges for some of the counties that just might not really understand the value and that potential of business being located on their property?
Yeah, it's a mindset, right? We all look at the world from our prism, and the business prism and the government prism are different, and that's okay. It's just finding a way to work it together. So obviously, business people they make an investment, and then they like to capture their investment, and then they like to make an equitable return towards that investment. But historically, the airports have been more of a smaller kind of county. Gas stations, people talk them, or whatever it might be. But and so it's a shift in mindset, and some have done a good job at it. Others are on their way, but I'm encouraged that we can do that.
And as a spokesperson working with the Southern Carolina Alliance, 2 businesses or industries out there, what would you tell them about the opportunities here?
I think I've said it's a gold mine. There are some of these airports, this airport in particular, that can be I think one of our representatives at a federal level said it's an oasis of opportunity, but really they can be inland ports, so logistics centers, right. All those things and I think the impact that we could have is just incredible. I mean, it truly is incredible.
And so at this time in your retirement, you still have the passion.
Well,
you love aeronautics, you love flying.
Yeah, and more about anything, the biggest thing for me with Boeing was to see the impact on lives. I mean, we had people that lived that were born and raised in the ghettos, and there was an inflection in their lives and on their kids and so on that to me, at the end of the day, when you're done, when we're really truly done, you kind of look at it and say, what have I contributed? And I think we're trying to do that here, and it's not always easy, but that's what drives us, and it's everybody. I mean, a lot of what we do is medical, transplants, all kinds of stuff, so things that help the community.
Marco Cavazzoni, thank you so much for being with us on our program Behind the Golden Shovel.